Well, there are many ways to recover what is our device. But today we are going to use a totally different method than the previous one. For those people who want to recover their device, since it has a screen lock, and finally it has the forgotten Gmail account. What are we going to do in this video tutorial? Well, we always recommend watching the video step by step so you don't miss any of these details and can solve what is this deletion of this account from this device. I also want to tell you that we have left other additional videos in the description of the video and in the first pinned comment so that you can also, for those people who suddenly do not find this method to work for them, can also have other options to be able to solve it as we can. See our device each. It had a screen lock, and what we did was each formatted since we had forgotten that screen lock, but now we have also formatted it, and as we see here, we get this little padlock. Let's connect it to a Wi-Fi network to be able to do what is this? Process and verify that our device has that screen lock. As well with the forgotten Gmail account. As we can see, we formatted it and we had forgotten what that screen lock is. Also, we don't have what it is. We didn't write down the Google account. That's why it's always advisable when we create a Google account. It's always advisable to write it down in a notebook so that we don't forget the email so often, like the password. It is also advisable to add a phone number as well as an alternative email, because suddenly if we lose our phone, we lose the Zinker, but we have an alternative email so that when we lose our phone, we can recover that information that we have on our phone with the alternative email. Well, that said, what we are going to do is connect to a Wi-Fi network before doing the process. Well, we are already connected to a Wi-Fi network. Now we are going to wait for our device to arrive where that screen lock appears each. The previous video that we made was also different from this one either way. To enter to be able to operate our devices is a different method than the previous. Since in the previous video what we did was the difference was that we to settings, Wi-Fi network. But in this method, it is totally different. That is why we always recommend watching the step-by-step video tutorial so that you don't get lost. None of these details, since there are always people who always write to us in the comments that it doesn't work for them, and that usually happens because we miss some details, and by anticipating them, we miss some details. And when we go to apply it, we don't apply correctly. We are going to click here where it says use a Google account here. It would show us what that account is, as we can see. See here, it is blocked by that account. Well, how is it that we are going to enter here to be able to access this device? Well, let's go back to what is home here. You will see the following function. We are going to click several times what our device is. We touch it. Now we go back to Adrum. Here we get this option where all the networks are. We click here where it says add a new network. Here we click add new network. Now we go to this little nut. We click here where it says reset. We are going to delete all this data. We delete all this data. We go back now, and here we are going to select what this QR code is that was enabled for us. We are going to select what this QR code is. We are going to click here where it appears what this is, gallery. We select this gallery here. We are going to select these three dots. We select those three dots. We are going to select this option that says driver here. We are going to hold it. We hold it. Since we hold that option, what we are going to do is look for the permission option. We select permission. Here we are going to select storage. Then here where it says see all application permissions, and it seems that it shows us nothing here. They are showing us nothing. So we go back, we are going to select here camera, see all permissions, and as you can see this option is no longer working. It is no longer working. That permission option is being enabled for us. We are going to select it again, storage. We give it no, it is not enabled for us. Then we are going to select the second option. We are going to select this second option that appears to us. Then we are going to select gallery. We are going to see gallery to see if it also appears the same. Gallery, permissions, and we are getting nothing. But what am I noticing here appears the magnifying glass. We are going to write here Chrome. Nothing appears but that magnifying glass is enabled for us. So we are going to write here, click where it says Chrome. Then we're going to select this option that says open here. We click accept and continue. We click here where it says no thanks. So what we're going to do is the following. We're going to write our official page called David Sill. We click on search. I'm going to explain and I'm going to show you how it appears so that you can write it exactly as it appears there on the screen. You're going to write it like this. And this option will appear here of dvsell.com. You can also write as it appears here, so that it takes you directly to what the official page is. An option will appear that says, well, you're going to select this option. It usually shows you Android TV. If it doesn't show Davicell, you're going to click here. It would take you to what our official page is being here. On our official page, we're going to click here. It says understood. You go to the last option that appears and you're going to go up here. You're going to find this entry that says Davicell Applications or David Apps. You're going to click there on that option. After you click on that option, we're going to wait for all the options to load. Here we have others. Additional methods for those people who suddenly do not work. Those methods here, you will be able to get other different methods both. Without PC by PC, we will go down here. We will go down, wait for them to load, and we will find the following options, go down, and we will be going to select this icon that appears here. The icon, an icon of two green nuts. Well, we will select what these two nuts are that appear here. We will click where it says shortcut, or we give it the application. It would take us to this section. When we are here in this section, now what we are going to do is search for the same application, and we are going to select the same application, the little doctor. We are going to select it. Then it would take us to what is the Galaxy Store of applications. We are going to click accept. We give accept here. We are going to click on install. We are going to install the application, and it will ask you what is an account of it. Samsung account. If you do not have one, you would have to create a new account with how you are going to create it on a totally different device. Unlock, that gives you access. Then what you're going to do is create it. Then add it here and it will give you the installation. Well, now we're going to click on add. We click on it, and here we have added what is our Samsung account. Now what we're going to do is wait for the application to install correctly. When it installs correctly, what we're going to do is open that application. We're going to open it. Then we're going to click here in the lower right corner. We click here where it says Application Theme. Now what we're going to do is look for Google Play Services. We're going to look for Google Play Services. We're just going to look for that option. Here it is, Google Play Services. We're going to click here where it says Application Information. We're going to click here where it says Disable. It's already disabled. We gently go back. We gently go back. We 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 go back. Back, back, back. Double click. Now here we're going to look for an application called Activity. Activity Manager. We're going to click on it. Now we click on Download. We download application. We hope that application downloads completely. We click on Play here. Now we're going to search here. We're going to write Wiz here. These two options will appear. We're going to select the little nut that appears here. Then we're going to go up and we're going to select this option. I don't know if I pronounced it correctly, but it says there, it says Deferred Seto Wizard Activity, which would be the one we're going to select. We're going to select that option. We're going to click on it and we're going to wait for the screen to wake up the screen. Now what we're going to do is press the power button, volume down button at the same time for our phone to restart. We're going to restart it. Now here we're going to wait for our phone to restart correctly and then finish the following configurations. We're going to complete the process. We're going to wait for it to restart. Restart EH. When it restarts, it may take us to the start correctly and give us the following options to be able to complete the process of deleting the account from our device so we can recover it. As you know, there are many ways to recover our device, both in the description of the video and in the first fixed comment we have left. The other additional methods. As we can see, apparently our device is already totally. It seems that it is fully recovered, but when we click here, the screen remains flashing. If this happens to you, then what you are going to do is press the power button, volume down button at the same time. We touch the screen to see when our phone restarts. When it restarts, we go. Release volume down, holding the volume up. Then we wait for it to turn off and restart again for the second time. We release the power button when the Galaxy option appears. Since the Galaxy option appears, we release the power button. Hold the volume up. We will not release it until we can enter recovery mode. When we enter recovery mode, what we are going to do is look for the next option. This option that appears here that says Wipe Data Factory Reset with Power. We select and go down where it says Factory Data Reset with Power On. We select again, and then here we are going to wait for our phone to restart. When our phone restarts, we give it where it says Reboot System. No, this is for our phone to restart. When it already restart each, we wait and we will be able to configure our device. How are we going to do it? You have to pay close attention so that you can complete this process. Well, our phone has already been completely reset, but apparently it seems that it is blocked. But we do not see the padlock up there, but it will give us the option to be able to configure it quickly. As you know, when we get here, what is the Wi-Fi network when the device is completely blocked? We click here where it says skip, but it is giving us the option to skip, but do not worry because it will give us the option to be able to skip it. What we are going to do, we are going to connect what is a Wi-Fi network. Well, we are going to click next. We are going to connect to the Wi-Fi networks. We are going to click next. We are going to wait until it takes us to the option here where it says do not copy. When we get that option where it says do not copy is where our phone will be fully recovered. Let's wait. Pay close attention. It will give us two options. When the phone gives us the next level, it will give us the option to skip the Google account, but we have to wait until the next configuration. That's why we always recommend watching the step-by-step video tutorial so that you don't miss any of these details. And you can solve what is the account deletion from your device. Let's wait until it takes us to that configuration. Well, it would take us here. Let's wait. It will take us directly. Let's see that it takes us to the option that says do not copy. Let's wait a few more seconds. This always usually takes a while when we do this reset. Well, it took us where it says do not copy, but it took us to the skip option. Let's click here where it says skip. Now it will ask for it again. This was the option I was waiting for. That came up later. Well, we click here where it says do not copy. It was later. Now it will take us again to where it appears to create or add an account. We will click on skip a second time. Now when we click on skip a second time, it will take us to Google services. We click accept here. We click on skip here. We click on OK here, and now we will wait another second. Here we are that we have completed what is this process of this account deletion from this device. We are already in the last steps. Here, when we recover our phone, we would not have to do anything else or format it or nothing like that because our phone has already been factory reset. It was reset. So what we have to do now that we start, it takes us to the beginning. Well, we have to add what is a new screen lock. Also a Google account. We'll click here where it says skip. We click. Next. Here we'll click where it says finish. We click. Finish. Ready. When we finish this option, what we can do now is configure our phone. If you liked our video, subscribe, activate the bell, like it, share it, and leave a good comment.